Alright, I'm done. Let's get into it now, folks. So if you want that more Darth Maul Sith Lord look, you're going to want a twin blade. Any twin blade works. They're all pretty unique and they all work out well. You're going to want to give it also a keen infinity. Just have it scale with a little bit of dex and you'll be fine. This one's a Sith Inquisitor build, so it's not necessarily going to be based off of melee attacks. You can get the regular twin blade over here. You can also get the twin knight swords, which I think look pretty decent in this location. For the Ash of War, I went with the spinning weapon. I thought it just kind of looked cool, and it really shreds through lower enemies. You can grab this from Rajir after finding him in Stormvale Castle. You're also going to want to pick up 2 of these Gravelstone seals and upgrade them up to max. These are going to boost your Dragon Cult incantations. These are going to be the main incantations you're going to use, the red lightning dragon spells. The reason you want to have 2 of them is because they stack, and they each give you 17% damage bonus. So a 35% damage bonus when you have them both equipped is pretty beneficial, and it looks kind of cool. You can get the Gravelstone seal over here. You got to defeat the knight to get it. So for the armor, I went for the Confessor Hood, the Hoslow's armor, Blyce Greaves, and Blyce Gauntlets. I thought that looked really cool as a Sith Lord, you know, kind of matched the aesthetic pretty well. You're going to want the Phlox Canvas Talisman. This is going to greatly raise the potency of your incantations. That is going to boost the damage of them pretty significantly. You can get the Phlox Canvas Talisman in this location. You can also get the Faithful's Canvas Talisman early over here. Up next, we have the Lightning Scorpion Charm. This is going to raise your lightning attack, but it also lower your damage negation. But the damage negation is minimal, and you don't need to worry too much. This is going to boost all of your lightning abilities, your incantations, even the lightning to your weapon when you apply it. You can get the Lightning Scorpion Charm at the Wyndham Catacombs in Mount Gilmer. You're going to want the Cerulean Amber Medallion. That's going to raise your FP. There's also a +1 and a +2 version, but the +2 version does take going through all of Ranni's side quests to get. So be warned, you know. I would advise just using the Cerulean Amber one until you get the +2. You can get that here, and you can get the +2 version over here at the Lunar Estates. Lastly, you're going to want the Marika Sword Seal. This is going to greatly raise certain attributes. This will give you some more Mind, Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. The main stats we really want off of this is the Mind and the Faith. You can even trade this out for some other items if you like, if you want to move a few stats around. You can get Marika Sword Seal here, and there's a weaker version called the Scar Seal in this location. Now I'm going to go over just a couple of other ones that you can maybe trade out that are decent to use. First up is the Godfrey Icon. That'll enhance a couple of the Charged Dragon Cult incantations. Just 2 of them. You can also use the Old Lord's Talisman. That'll extend the spell effect duration, but that's usually just for the Vike's Dragon Bolt, and that's going to be the enchant on your weapon. That'll just make it last quite a bit longer. Radagon's Icon, I did a bunch of testing. It's not worth doing it. Don't bother. Even raising dexterity and then putting it on, I saw no difference. You're either going to time it well or you're going to get hit. Now, when you're doing PvE, you can use the Ancestral Spirit's Horn. That'll just give you some more FP back when you defeat enemies. And it'll give you some more spells to use when you're going through. Now, for the Flask of Wondrous Physick, I put on the Lightning Shrouding Crack tier. This is going to temporarily boost your lightning attacks. It's quite beneficial and it'll last for a decent while. Next, you're going to want the Cerulean Hidden tier. This will eliminate all FP consumption, but it lasts for only about 15 seconds, and you can get about 4 or 5 spells off in that time period, depending on which ones you use. Now for the Great Rune, I just went with Godric's Great Rune. Just kind of raises all my attributes. It'll give me more health, it'll give me more FP, it'll give me more stamina. Just kind of gives me all of everything you need. So for the first incantation, you're going to want Vike's Dragon Bolt. This is going to enchant your right arm. That'll give you that real cool lightsaber look, almost like it's a damaged lightsaber. It's pretty neat. You're going to need a prayer book for the Vike's Dragon Bolt, as well as the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, which is our next one on the list. This is going to be a charged lightning attack. It's the big one that you saw. This is quite large and does quite a lot of damage, but be warned, you can't be hit out of it, like any of these incantations. Up next, I went with Rejection. This is kind of more like a force push. I thought it would work with the motif pretty well. Up next, we got the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear. You go up into the air and slam it back down. That's also going to create AoE lightning that goes out. It does some okay damage, but it's not as good as the last one. But the last one does require quite a bit more faith. Next up, we got Lanciax's Glaive. I thought this just looked really cool. Kind of summoning out a giant lightsaber that'll slash the ground and create a wave of lightning. And it does some really, really good damage. At least in PvE, you know, it's kind of more of a deterrent in PvP. You can grab this one by trying to fight Lanciax. First, you gotta fight him here, and then go over here. So for the last one, you're going to want Fortisax's Lightning Spear. This is much like Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear, where you go up and then you slam it down, but this time you have 2 of them in each hand. It'll do significantly more damage, but it does require 46 faith, so that's why we need to pump up that faith a little. Now, for the stats, we're going to want to pump Vigor up. Pump as much as you want, as much as you're comfortable with. For Mind, put it up to about 35, maybe 40 if you'd like, if you can fit in. You can reduce faith if you'd like, but you will lose a bit of damage. Endurance is about 23. I have that just to be able to wield one weapon and both of the stones. You can raise that up if you'd like as well, and you can then have 2 weapons going and, you know, have a little bit more variety in your build. I highly suggest it. It's pretty fun. Strength is 16, only because we need it for the stat requirements on the weapon. Same with Dexterity, it's only 18 just for the stat requirements. We're trying to be an Inquisitor, so we're throwing out those lightning spells like they're mad. So I pumped Faith up pretty hard. That gives me some pretty significant damage. If you'd like, you can lower it, raise some other stats, raise Dexterity if you'd like, and try to do a bit more melee. Arcane and Intelligence, I didn't touch at all. You don't need to do anything with those. Now for this one, like I said, I was trying to go for more of a Sith Inquisitor build, so I was kind of more focusing on the actual spells than anything else. And as you can see, they look really fun, but they have quite a bit to get going, and you can be knocked out of them pretty hard. So you can try to gain some poise, and maybe try to power through it, or try to time it out better. That's pretty much your choice. Otherwise, it works. I can beat bosses in New Game Plus with this build. Tell you that. I would also advise summoning out a tank or a mimic tier. That way you can just keep pouring out more and more of those dragon incantations. But that's entirely up to you if you want to use them or not.